All right. All right. Welcome to Frank Teaches DevOps. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So yesterday we we stopped. All right. So yesterday we stopped at manage nodes and cloud. Now we want to look at global tool. We saw tool yesterday. You also want to look at global security, managing credentials, managing users, and role-based authorization strategy. All right, great. So let's go there now. So I'll go to Jenkins and I'll go to manage Jenkins. All right. So we talk about global settings, tools configuration, plugins, nodes, cloud. Now it's security. So I could remember we did some few things under security yesterday. Let's go there. We 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 set up this guy, all right. The TCP ports inbound agents. We change it, we fix the port to 50,000 when we were trying to connect the EC2 instance to your Jenkins server, right? So by default, this agent is disabled, all right? By default, it is disabled. We also enabled proxy compatibility. We told us that this, by enabling this guy, it will resolve the issue of Chrome issuer, which we saw that yesterday. Chrome issuer that will give you error 403. 403. We saw that yesterday. All right. Great. Then what else? What else? What else do we need to do here? Security. Hidden security. I think those are all right. All right. Now maybe when you need to connect, if you need to set up SSH connectivity between your Jenkins server and your EC2 instance, if you want to use SSH instead of agents, all right, then you might use this setup. Though this setup is for Git. This setup is for Git. Is when you want to integrate your Jenkins server with your GitHub repository, all right? But there's a different approach we shall use, and that approach is called GitHub organization, all right? GitHub organization. So we're going to set up GitHub organization such that we would be able to integrate our GitHub organization with Jenkins, all right? We're not going to go this route of SSH. I think that's all. That was all. We shall only come back to this part, this area, when we talk about role-based authorization strategy. All right? Role-based authorization strategy. We shall come back to security. So I think the only places we've touched so far are the agents and the CSRF protection. All right? You click on apply and click on what? Save. Save. We're getting this guy. This is the error now. I was telling you this, guys. This is the error. So go back. Just go back. It's enabled. Save. All right. So it will never come up again. Now that was security. Now credentials. Now Jenkins, to perform any form of integration, all right? Jenkins always accepts credentials, all right? Always accept authentication via certain credentials. Now let's say for instance, I have a Jenkins server. Then I have somewhere here, I have my registry, Docker Hub. Now, integrating Jenkins with Docker Hub is not enough. I said that again. Integrating Jenkins with Docker Hub is not enough if the Docker Hub credentials is not created on Jenkins. Now, if the Docker Hub credentials is not created on Jenkins, is not created on Jenkins, all right? It's not created on Jenkins. All right? It's not created on Jenkins. Now, for there to be seamless this seamless integration, all right? Because you will need to use those credentials in your Jenkins pipeline for Jenkins to connect to Docker Hub. All right, for Jenkins to push images to Docker Hub. All right, so this is the process. So this is what you do on your Jenkins server. You come to the credentials. On credentials, you click on what? System. Click on system. You click on global credentials. Then on your top right hand corner, you click on what? Add credential. Let me go back again. Manage Jenkins. Come to what? Credentials. Click on system, global credentials, and click on what? Add credential. Now, the type of credential I want to add is a username with password, because we can authenticate to Docker with username and password. All right. So there are different kinds here. We have GitHub app. We shall talk about this GitHub app when we shall discuss about GitHub organization. All right. So on GitHub, we will create a GitHub app. All right. So once you create a GitHub app, you now provide the GitHub app credentials here, the app ID, the ID description, and the private key. When we get there, you will see the process. Now, if you are authenticating with SSH, you use this option. All right, great. Now, if you're integrating Jenkins with Kubernetes, you're going to use a secret file. Now, this secret file will be your Kubernetes kube config file. You're going to upload that file into your Kubernetes. Then once that is uploaded, you're going to run a test. All right. So great. So this is how you integrate Kubernetes credentials with Jenkins, and secret texts and certificates. So there are different kinds of different kinds of credentials. So the one we are working with today will be what? Username and password. So now the username is my Docker Hub username, Frankie's Infotech. This is my Docker Hub username. Then my password, I will provide my Docker Hub password. That's my password. Then this ID will be the variable I will use in my Jenkins pipeline. I will show us this variable. I can just say Docker underscore hub. This is the variable. Now let me show us that example from my pipeline, organization pipeline. I'll pause this video. Right. So now we have created this ID. Then the description, you can just give it anything. Then click on what? Create. So this is it. So this is the Docker Hub credential. You can see the username and the password is embedded inside of the what? The ID. So this is ID you will use as the variable name. Okay, great. So this is how you, let's go back to Manage Jenkins. That's how you create what? Credentials. Then credential provider, I've not used this that much. I've not used it that much. So let's go back. Then users. Now you can create multiple users in your on your Jenkins server. So let's go to users. So you can see we only have what? One user. I can add more user. I can say Michael. The password is 1234. 1234. Name Michael. Email. All right. Then create. I've created the Michael user. Okay. I can actually sign out, and sign in as Michael. Michael 1234. So you can see I have signed in as what? As Michael user. You can see here, top right here. Here is the Michael user. Okay, great. So I can still go as I go back to Manage Jenkins. They'll come to what? Users. Create more user. Ajay. Password 1234. 1234. Create. You can see we have created. Let me add one more user. Let me add one more user. Let's call it Sheriff. 1234. 1234. Right? Created. So you can see. So this is how you create users. Now, but there's a little concern about these users. All of these users, they have admin rights. They have administrative rights by default. So it means that you cannot really control what Ajay, Michael, or Cherif can do or could do on this Jenkins server. You can't control it. So they can do the same thing the same way admin can do. Any right that admin has, they have it. So that's the drawback with creating with these users, with the created users. However, there's a feature called role-based authorization strategy. I think that should be the last thing tonight. Managing Jenkins user, which we've done. Now, role-based authorization what strategy. With this method, I should be able to control Ajay, Michael, and Cherif. I can control them perfectly. But as you can see now, when you go to users and create user, by default, I cannot do anything, right? But the only way I can set up this guy such that I can control what they can see, what they can do on my Jenkins server is by introducing role-based access control on Jenkins. All right. So now let's quickly look at that role-based access control. They call it arrowback, which is role-based access control. Now, role-based access control, there's a feature that is used to implement role-based on Jenkins. And that feature is called role-based authorization strategy. This feature is used to manage users' access. This feature is used to manage users' access, manage or control users' access on a Jenkins server. All right. Now, let me just give us a little illustration. Now, assuming this is your Jenkins server. And on the Jenkins server, you have the admin as the admin user. Now, somewhere here, there's developers. So these developers, we have Ajay is a developer. Sharif is a developer. Then Michael. So we have this number of developers in the organization. Now, these developers they've started making noise that DevOps should give them access. DevOps should give them access. DevOps, give us access. Give us access. We need access. Now, the DevOps engineer being the admin user, DevOps engineer being the admin user, this guy is concerned. He's concerned because these guys, they don't have knowledge about the Jenkins server. They just want to see their pipeline is running. If the pipeline has broken or the pipeline is, they just want to see something. But in as much as they want to see something, I'm still concerned that I don't want any person to just come to my server and click anything. I'm very skeptical. I'm afraid. But management have said, please, DevOps, give developers access. So as a system admin, as a DevOps engineer, what do you do? So this is what I would do. Instead of granting these guys direct access, as we have it here, these are direct access. With this direct access, these guys, they all have administrative privileges. I don't want it like this. So this is what I would do. Instead of this direct access, this is direct. All right. So this is direct access. I don't want to give these guys direct access. Rather, copy this guy, copy and paste. Rather, I want these guys to go through a tunnel. These guys. Now, I'm going to set up an arrow back. I'm going to set up a role. And this role, I will create a role name called what? Developer. A role name developer, whereby these users, they will belong to what? The developer role. They will belong to what? The developer role. Through this developer role, they will belong to the developer role. And I have assigned some set of permissions. I've assigned some set of permissions that is assigned to these developers. So those permissions, so the users in this role, those permissions will be applied on them. All right. Those permissions that I have set on the developer role will be applied on the members of what? The developer role, which are Sharif, Ajay, and Michael. Then they will not be able to have complete access because I have restrained their access. I've restrained their access. I'm controlling their access. I'm controlling what they can see, what they can't see, what they can do, what they can't do. So without further ado, let's see how to implement what? Role-based authorization what? Strategy. So the first thing, I'll go to Jenkins. I'll go to dashboard. I'll come to what? Manage Jenkins. Then I'll come to plugin. I'll come to what? Available plugins. Now the plugin name is called role-based authorization what? Strategy. Just type role, you see it. Check this plugin and click on what? Install. Install. You get it installed. All right. So the plugin has been installed. Now, let's come back to what manage Jenkins. Now you can see there's supposed to be an option that controls that plugin. You can see here now that option is not here, but I will go into the Jenkins and activate that option. Now I'll go towards security. I'll come towards security. I'll click on security. The moment I click on security, I'll come towards authorization. Now look at what this option says. This option says that logged in users can do anything. This is by default. That's why we have those users. We have Michael, we have admin, they can do it, they have admin rights. Ajay, Sharif, they all have admin rights. Now, login users can do what? Anything. Wait, let me log out and sign in with admin. 1, 2, 3, 4. Manage Jenkins. Security. So it's saying what? Under authorization, logged in users can do what? Anything. I don't want this behavior. Open this section. Come down here. You see what? Role-based strategy. You won't see this option until you install the plugin. Take note, guys. This option will not be there until the plugin has been installed. That's why you need to install the plugin. Select this option. It has been selected. Come down, click on apply and save. The moment I do that, I should see an option called manage and assign roles. It wasn't there before. It's because of I activated it. Now let's open this manage and assign roles. Open it. Look at now. Manage roles, global roles, item roles. This is for item. Agent roles. This is for agents, etc., etc. Now I want to what? Add a role. I'll come here. I'll type developer. And I'll click on what? Add. This developer role has been added. Now I want to give permissions to these developers. I want to say that these guys under job, I don't want to give them access. Wait, let me just see. Let me show something first. No access. Apply. Save. Now, I'll come to what? Assign roles. Click on assign roles. Under assign roles, I'm going to see admin. This is admin role. Here is developer role. I'm going to add a user. I'll click on what? Add user. The username is what? Ajay. Okay. Added. Add user. The name. Okay. Add Michael. I'll go and change it. Michael. Then add user. Add Sharif. Okay. So let me go and change these things. Apply and save. So let me go to users. Manage Jenkins. Come to users. Let me edit. This is their name. Edit these users. The name is who is this person? Wait. Let me go back. Let me go back. Who is this? Let me go back. Okay, Ajay. This is Ajay. Edit. Name is Ajay. Save. Come here. Michael is Michael. Sharif is Sharif. Name is Sharif. Save. All right. So let's go back to manage Jenkins. Come towards manage and assign roles. Go towards assign roles. So you can see, all right, let's add those users again. Add user, Ajay. Okay. Add user, Michael. Okay. Then add user, um, Sheriff. Right. So this guy is admin. Let me save. Let me go to users and modify admin name. This admin name. Configure. Admin is admin. So let's identify them properly. Okay, manage Jenkins. Come to here, assign roles. So now it's admin. Add those users. Aj, why is it going off and on now? Um, Sheriff and Michael. Now I want to add all these guys to the developer group. So check the developer group, give them this role. I've given them that role. Apply and save. Now I'm done. Oh. Let me log out. Log in with Ajay. 1, 2, 3, 4. What are you saying? This is a guy that had permission. Now he doesn't have any permission. Nothing, nothing. Go to dashboard. Or when nothing, access denied. Ajay is missing the overall read permission. Access denied, right? Doesn't have anything. Now let me log out. Come back with admin. Admin. 1, 2, 3, 4. Manage Jenkins. Manage Jenkins. Go to assign roles. Come to assign roles. Okay, no, go to manage roles. Developer. Let me give them overall. Let me just give them read access. Let them read. Only read. Save. Okay, let me open 2 tabs so that I'll be doing back and I don't need to be logging out and logging in. So yeah, let me log out and sign in with Ajay. Password 1, 2, 3, 4. So you can see now Ajay is in. However, Ajay doesn't have manage Jenkins. Look at this is what admin has. Oh, you don't change to Ajay for here. Admin. So I need to be logging out and in. So now the admin user has what? Can manage the entire Jenkins environment, right? Can manage everything. However, the Ajay user does not have that right, right? Doesn't have that right. Now let's look for a way to give you that right. So I'll still go back to what? Assign roles, developer. So in as much as I've given them overall read access, let me give this guy credential. Let him be able to manage domains, to create credentials. Okay, let me give him view access. For view, I want to give him read access. Read. For run job, you can't update job, you can't replay job, you can't delete job. So there's no need for that access. Job agents, there's nothing here. Credentials, I can just give him view credentials. Let him view credentials. I'll just save. Now come to Ajay. Come to Ajay. This Ajay here. Let me refresh. Let me log out and sign in with Ajay. Now you can see I've added credentials for Ajay. So it means that if I go to credentials, Ajay can view credentials. Look at now. You can see these credentials. But can Ajay create credential? System. Global credentials. Ajay cannot create any credential, but he can only view the credential. He knows that there is credential here. Can you update? You cannot update. This credential has not been recorded as used anywhere. Okay. Usage tracking requires, you can't do anything, you can't see anything. Permission is restricted. Now let's come back. It cannot create, But now let's make it such that Ajay should be able to create credential. Now let's log out. Let's go to admin. Developer credential. You should be able to what to create. Give them create access. Save. Sign out. Admin. 1, 2, 3, 4. Manage Jenkins. Manage rules. Now I just should be able to create, right? Save. Now log out and sign in with Ajay. Now let's go to credentials. Cred. System. Global credential. You can see Ajay can now add credentials. Add username and password. I can say Frankie's Infotech at Yahoo or Frankie's Git Infotech. Password 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And ID GitHub access. Create. So Ajay has been able to create access. Has been able to create credential. Why? Because I gave them that permission. I gave them what? The developers group the permission. So you can see with arrow back, all right, with role-based authorization strategy, I am able to control the developer's access to my what? To my Jenkins server. So that is it so far, guys. So with that being said, I want to bring today's session to a close. And before we bring this session to a close, is there any query which we need to is there any doubts, challenge? So when we meet on Friday, we shall talk about creating jobs that will build towards your EC2 instance. All right. Is there any question? So since there's no question, I want to call today's session to a close. And would love to see you guys on Friday. Would love to see you guys. Stop recording.